participants hidden?
Yes, but usually it makes me select that every time we
Okay.
record, so I'm confused why it didn't prompt me, but I double checked that it's actually there, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, we don't even have to bullshit too much because you know what? We're back at it with post PAX East 2023 podcast number 2. So welcome everyone to the Pass the Control podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes we talk about nothing too much. Either way, we have a new episode for you each and every week. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Friday evening is Martini Mike himself, Mr. Michael Desir. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
I was wondering how you would fill in that blank when you didn't do your little fake riffing in the beginning.
Fake.
And I mean, I don't know. I'm never checked in, so as far as I'm concerned, it's all fake. But
Okay, yeah.
hey, maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, now I know. You'll just leave it blank.
Yeah, I didn't. The AI generator didn't generate any content there. There was nothing there. I mean, I could have said many things, but I chose to just go with blank. I thought it was funnier. And look, it led to more content. We're just content generators.
To each their own.
Filling up airtime. And then rounding us out tonight, we got a 3-man show, is of course the Disney Daddy, Dominic 40. Dom, how are you doing tonight?
I'm here.
That you are. As I said just a moment ago, this is going to be our little part 2 of post PAX East 2023. If you're like, hey, what the heck? Y'all recorded an episode last night? We did. I had a bunch of guests on to talk about some of their favorite things from PAX, and now you get us talking about some of our favorite things from PAX. It's just going to be this double back-to-back PAX East bonanza. Tonight will probably be a little bit of a shorter episode than normal, because A, Todd is not here, and B, I'm not going to retread the things I spoke about last night. That seems silly. Shout out to our boy Finn. Sorry, I hesitated because I feel like there was a conversation I overheard of someone asking if you prefer to be called Finn or by your first name, and I don't think I heard the whole context of the conversation, so I don't know if that was... I'm responding to the chat. Don just got very confused.
Yeah, he does go by Finn, from what I recall.
Okay, all right. That's why I hesitated. I was like, oh no, I heard part of that conversation, so I don't want to be a dick right now. Okay, cool. Yes, it is Brenden and Mike, 2 of the coolest people from PAX East. That's debatable, but yes, it is us and Dom.
Dom is looking extra perplexed. He's just like, wait.
I imagine that there's someone in the chat.
Yes, I am.
Don't have the chat open.
Yes,
so.
I am responding to the chat. So yes, we're gonna chat a little bit about PAX East, a little bit of what else is going on, and sunset into the evening on this cool, chilly. It was like nice out earlier, and it's fucking garbage raining, terrible out right now. Like,
I don't know. I haven't been outside in a week.
I don't think that's true, but
it's not. But
go off, I guess.
This point, yeah.
So before we get into it, there also might be some confusion since it is the last episode of the month. No, we are not talking about Peanut Butter Falcon today, which is the PTC Movie Club pick for March, because not only did PAX mess up our recording schedule, Todd isn't here, and Todd also hasn't watched the movie yet, so that'll be next week's episode. Have you watched the movie, Mike?
No, because I knew we weren't going to do it. So I was like, listen, I can blow it off.
So Dom is the only person who did his homework. So Dom gets a fucking gold star.
I'm gonna watch next month's movie this weekend.
Is your pick next?
Shit.
No, it's Mike's pick.
Do you know your pick, Mike? Because I feel like if you do know, we should probably reveal it just because we're going to be a week into the month at that point.
I don't know. So, I mean, if Dom's actually committed to watching it already, yeah, I guess I could reveal it.
Is it what we talked about?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to change it because I didn't think about it much after that.
So,
I mean, yeah, I can watch it.
So, yeah, for those of you listening, paying attention, yes, Peanut Butter Falcon was the March pick. We were going to record that next week, so I apologize for the delay if you were waiting for that episode, but it will be next week. And Mike's PTC Movie Club pick for April is going to be, drum roll.
I want to hear the drum roll, please.
Nobody wants to hear that. You want to be driving in your car and hear me fucking banging on my desk? Nobody wants that, Mike.
Oh, please. If people can drive around listening to music, they can hear a short drum roll, but whatever. Whatever. Thank you.
All right, I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
All right, listen.
So my movie pick is going to be A Scanner Darkly.
A Scanner Darkly. Why does that
Yep.
name sound familiar? Did you watch that in high school?
I never watched it. I own it. I've never watched it.
Did you buy it at Newbury Comics in high school?
I definitely bought it, like, probably not at Newbury Comics, but either at
Strawberries?
at like a flea market, or when one of those stores like Hollywood Video was closing. It was one of those cases.
I don't know.
How long has Strawberries been closed?
It was definitely there when we were in high school. At least
Was it?
At least the beginning of high school, yes, 100%.
Barely.
The Strawberries
Barely.
in Square One.
It was.
Or was it a different? Did it change to a different store? Was it a Suncoast Video? I thought it was always the Strawberries.
We had a Suncoast and
We had a Suncoast
320.
in Square One.
Strawberries, wasn't it on like Route 16? Wasn't it by like that awful intersection?
Well, Wellington, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and walk with me here. If we are
Strawberries has been defunct since 2006.
Okay, so we were juniors.
But that doesn't mean that our Strawberries.
So in the Square One Mall, in this time frame, if we were doing a traditional lap, we started at Best Buy. We went all the way to the other end of the mall, top floor, left side. That was a video store. I'm pretty sure it was a Strawberries. Did we have a Strawberries and a Suncoast Video? That doesn't make any sense.
I think we
I'm
had
gonna yell to Jen
either
while
a
you're talking.
Suncoast. I think we had a Suncoast or an FIE or both.
We had a Suncoast and we had a Suncoast next to something
I think
else.
the Suncoast was where he's describing, all the way on the other side of the mall, like in front of Sears, maybe on the top floor.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, and it was side by side with. I don't think it was Strawberries though.
There's no way there was a Strawberries and Suncoast Video in the same mall though, because we also had Newbury Comics in there, didn't we?
Suncoast Video had some partner store. The you could walk through the store, like you could walk in between the two stores.
Wait, yes, you are correct. You could do that.
Yeah. And Newbury Comics remember Newbury Comics used to be like right by where Five Guys is now.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Separate.
Did it ever move into the mall? Okay, yeah. Okay, that's.
I think it moved into the mall, but.
Welcome to our extremely regional episode of the Best Controller podcast, where we're talking about one specific mall in the North Shore of Boston.
People need to know about the North Shore of Massachusetts. Like that's important information. You only hear about Boston, and that's it, really. So, what about Metro North?
It definitely wasn't.
Sam Goody.
Sam Goody. Yes, that's what it was. 1,000,000%. Dom with the fucking deep pull.
But I don't think those stores were open when we were in high school.
100% they were, because I remember, because what was the one that was in Downtown Crossing that was like 2 or 3 floors? Was that a Strawberries or was that a
what, SDX?
No. It was in that shitty mall. It was like 3 floors. There was an elevator inside. Pretty sure it was 3 floors. I'm pretty sure that was the same store that was in. It must have been a Sam Goody. Because
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm picturing other malls with similar stores now.
I remember those stores being crazy overpriced for like literally fucking anything. And when that store was finally closing, even when they were clearancing shit out, it was still fucking super expensive. That like I remember trying to shop in that store and it being like, regardless, this is going to be too expensive because this season of Dragon Ball Z for some reason is $45.
I mean, anime DVDs were super expensive for a long time anyway.
On sale?
If I were to, even on sale. Obviously I'm not going to do it now, but if I were to look for them, I could probably still find, what do you even call them anymore now? I bought a bunch of blank DVDs and CDs from one of those stores when they closed. So like if I were to grab one, I could look at it and see what the label said, but I'm pretty sure it was FYE. At least during
it might have been FYE.
So this is such a weird like series of things here, but Suncoast Videos was owned by Musicland, who apparently also owned Sam Goody and FYE.
Okay, this tracks.
Musicland was bought by Best Buy in 2001.
Oh. I mean, that also makes sense too. Best Buy was already carrying a lot of the stuff that they. Actually, I'm not even sure because like Best Buy to me, and I know this is supposed to be a PAX episode, but really, you did a lot of PAX stuff yesterday or 2 days ago, so it's fine. Best Buy to me, I know it existed for a while, but to me, I feel like it showed up very recently. So I don't know, maybe before
Best
2001, they did. Yes, Best Buy to me, I remember like when it opened up in, I think when it opened up in the Square One Mall, I feel like to me it didn't exist before that. But I also think that it actually did exist. That was the first time we had one.
Probably the same as Target.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah, Target was like a later edition at some point, but Best Buy was not always in that mall. I'm pretty sure that was always a Best Buy. Was it a Circuit City before?
No,
we
it
never
was.
had a Circuit City.
What was
there was
name
a
of
Circuit
that
City
store?
on Route 1. There were two Circuit Cities on Route 1.
Yeah, we had Circuit. Yeah, we did.
It-
and like
yeah,
there was
in that
one in
plaza.
Somerville too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What
You're
were we
gonna
saying
try to
is
make
that-
me remember the name of.
I don't know.
There should be an easy
store.
way. There should be an easy way for us to look this stuff up.
I mean, I wasn't going to the Square One Mall before high school, pretty much. Like, my parents weren't driving to the Square One Mall for any reason. So,
Mine did, so I do know that it was not always, at least while growing up, it was not always a Best Buy.
if
So
we,
when it showed up,
if we were going shopping, it was Bradley's, NK Mart, and Chelsea. That's where we were going. Caldor.
hell yeah, Caldor.
Caldor was also, I think Caldor might have been there before Bradley's. I don't fucking know.
I can't remember.
This is a bad episode of the show.
Listen,
I don't know
you
what we're
people
talking
out
about.
there,
Not
you
great.
let us know what was in the Square One Mall before.
I
Best
quickly
Buy.
tried to Google if there was like a way to look at like the old directory of what was in that mall from its inception to now. I'm sure there might be something somewhere, but I couldn't find it quickly. But yeah, it was either Sam Goody or FYE. The Sam Goody might have turned into an FYE. Either way, it went out of business because there was another store. Maybe we had both because I remember in high school, one of these stores was going out of business and clearancing things out, and I bought, and I probably still have it somewhere actually. I bought a bleach notebook that was on sale, hardcover bleach notebook, and I bought a Transformers track jacket that was also on sale. That was way too big. It was like a triple XL.
Ooh, we're doing a phone a friend.
Okay.
You fucking kidding me?
Hey, Mike, what was it? The Square One.
That was a great visual gag. Yeah, so there we go, Square One Mall. So Mike, your pick was what now? A Scanner Darkly. For some reason, that movie name sounds familiar to me, so you must have bought it in front of me at some point.
You might have been, you might have been there, but it definitely wasn't at a Strawberries.
That's fine.
I think the only thing I remember buying from a Strawberries is my VHS copy of the Digimon movie, and I remember doing that with like my mom.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
So cool. So check that out. A couple other things for housekeeping wise. Todd wrote a review for Sifu. The recent Xbox port came out, as well as the Arena update. So Todd wrote down his thoughts. So that's over on the website if you want to check that out. I was hoping to have it done today, but I have been mulling over my thoughts on it for a while. So probably tomorrow sometime during the day. So if you're listening to this live or tomorrow or whatever, by the time you're listening to this on podcast feeds, it'll hopefully already be up. But I'm writing some stuff down about Mina, and I have a few other things cooking from PAX. So you can look forward to that stuff. I did crack some PAX today, so if you missed that, that's over on the web on our YouTube channel. If you want to watch some pulls from the most recent expansion to the Pokemon TCG, which is the Scarlet Violet base set. So you can check that out. And then I feel like there was something else housekeeping wise. Oh,
I'll have reviews going up on the website at some point too. I just have been lazy.
Okay.
The store was service merchandise, by the way, Mike.
Service
okay.
merchandise. I don't know if I've ever been
I
inside
was
one of those.
when we were talking about Caldors and Bradley's, I was gonna say service merchandise, but at the time the only one I remembered was in the South Shore because there used to be one, like I don't know if it was in Braintree. It was like in some Randolph adjacent city to me.
That I didn't shop down there really. Service merchandise was where Best Buy and that gym were.
Okay.
Interesting. What kind of store is that? Is it just a box store with like, I don't even know what that is. What the fuck is service merchandise?
I've never been inside one.
I can't.
The name that can vaguely remember that name. I just have no idea what that actually was. Circuit City also fucking sucks. Like fuck Circuit City.
I liked Circuit City.
Circuit City was fucking trash. Even when Circuit City was going out of business, I couldn't get anything good in there. When Sears was going out of business.
Oh, when Sears cleared out, no, that was fire.
I wish we were a little bit older when Sears was going out because I feel like we could have got like appliances and shit.
Oh yeah.
I didn't need that back then. Would have been great now.
Sears is not out of business.
Well, they definitely closed a bunch.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, there's still a thing. Like, apparently, service merchandise is still a thing. At least they have a website.
Weird. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck we were talking about before that.
My movie pick.
Oh, your movie pick.
There you go.
So I was on a panel at PAX East. Jacob McCourt, Left Behind Game Club, video game trivia. Jesse and I were on a team, and we came with one goal, and the goal was to emerge victorious, and we did that. If you weren't able to be at PAX and you want to see this, it should be up hopefully sometime next week on Left Behind Game Club's YouTube channel. So if you'd like to see what a W in trivia looks like, you can check that out over on Left Behind Game Club. Even if you don't want to check it out, go over there and give him a view, shoot him a like, subscribe, all those things. Jacob's great. He's doing great things over there. We love Jacob over here in these podcast streets. But anyways, I guess this episode has a sponsor. We could probably say that too. This episode, of course, sponsored by our friends at Goodnight Fatty from the Salem, Massachusetts area or the North Shore of Massachusetts on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening. You want yourself something hot, something sweet, something tasty, something fresh out of the oven. You can head on down to 1 Washington Square and get yourself a delicious fatty. And if you're unaware of what a fatty is, you can check them out on social media at Goodnight Fatty and at Good Morning Chubby. And let me tell you, you will not be disappointed.
Some banger flavors this weekend too.
Yeah, well, I know there's Milky Way in Cosmic Brownie. I don't know what the third one was actually.
Biscoff.
Yeah, I saw the video and I was like, I don't know what this thing is. Let me skip.
Have you been on an airplane in the last 10 years?
Yes.
And gotten the cookie.
That's what that is. Okay.
The cookie is a Biscoff cookie.
Interesting. Okay. Well, if you want some Biscoff flavored cookies, you know where to go. Cool. So I figure, we can kind of just get right into whatever. I think we have a little bit more to talk about that we didn't touch on yesterday. So this kind of works out with the group of people we had yesterday and the three of us. So Mike, what was your favorite thing that you played at PAX?
What did I play at PAX? I played
maybe
3 things.
Okay. Well, what were they? You played Friends versus Friends.
Yes,
against
which I
Alex.
did kind of forget about. Which I did sort of forget about.
So does that mean 4 games?
Play that. No, I think I remembered it. I remember it late, but that's how I came up with 3. I thought about it fairly recently.
Okay.
So I played that. I played. What was it?
Rift of the Necrodancer.
Rift of the Necrodancer, and I played the Pokemon trading card game.
That's all you played?
You didn't play golf?
No, I never got around to going back and standing in line. I'm gonna take everyone else's word for it that it wasn't good.
Yeah, I mean, you also didn't have to stand in line, Mike.
Yeah, sure, but who am I to flash badges? You know what I mean?
It's literally we can make appointments for these things. You don't have to wait in a line. We only had to wait in line for Pokemon because we wanted that stupid pin. And I love that pin.
Full rank.
And that pin's already going for $100 on eBay. I'm not gonna sell it, but I'm glad I have it.
That pin is still in my bag, which is still in my living room because I have not unpacked.
Listen, if you don't want that pin, Mike, I
Mike
will
hasn't been
gladly.
outside a week.
Yeah, that's true. I will gladly take the pin, not to sell it because I love Sprigatito, but you should keep that pin. Do not lose that pin.
Yeah.
Do you have opinions on any of those games? I feel like you were pretty high on Rift.
Rift was fun. I mean, it's a rhythm game. I like rhythm games. I thought it was gonna be all like the track thing, so I wasn't prepared for me doing yoga apparently.
So
But yeah, it's
so
fun.
the yoga section of that was like very akin to Rhythm Heaven, which if you've never played Rhythm Heaven, Mike, you should probably change that.
I think you had it on the DS or 3DS.
I have
and
one of the games on the DS, yes.
I might have briefly played it, but I have no strong memories of it.
But yeah, the from what I understand, Rift of the Necrodancer is going to have a lot of different types of rhythm situations. With the more like Guitar Hero esque like track being like the story mode, I think, with other things being cut into it. But yeah, I mean, I talked about it yesterday. I loved that game. I can't wait for more of that. I'm happy you enjoyed it. I think you should check out Crypt of the Necrodancer because I think you would also enjoy it.
Yeah, maybe that was the one that was like. I want to say like there was like I'm gonna say grid basically, and like you had to plan out your moves, sort of.
So
Am I right about
you
that?
move in a grid, but you move to the music. So like
Mm-hmm.
you have to. I mean, you don't have to, but like you get score multipliers and other types of multipliers if you move to the beat. So like on the bottom of the screen, there's like I think it's a heart in the middle. Yeah, because Cadence of Hyrule is a Triforce. I'm pretty sure Crypt of the Necrodancer there's a heart in the middle of the screen, and there's like you can see the like whatever those bars are called on like a sheet of music. What are those called?
Pro, I did not pay attention to any of my music classes, so
Okay.
I'm
Well,
gonna say stanza. I'm gonna say stanza. That's not right.
yeah, sure.
You know what it might be? It might be Stanzo.
Oh,
They make a
no,
good fedora.
it's a sterno.
Sterno,
I
yeah.
don't know what's happening.
Sterno
It's a
Brand.
George Costanzo, Jerry Corstanza. It's
George
I think you would enjoy it, Mike. You like again. The game is you are benefited by playing to the beat because the enemies also move to the music, so you can pick up their patterns and like learn how to attack on the music. But it is difficult. Cadence of Hyrule, which is the Zelda game made by the same developers, Brace Yourself Games, I think has some more options to make it a little easier. So if like you're struggling with certain things, I think Cadence is a little more approachable. But Crypt is really good too, and Crypt is really good, and I've sunk a lot of hours into that. I cannot beat Crypt. I cannot get to the end of that game. It's very hard, but it's real good. Music is also real fucking good. Like the song that played in Rift is a remix of a Cadence song. It's or a Crypt song. It's real good. It's real good, Steve.
Okay.
Dom, what about you? I know one of your favorites of the show was, of course, WrestleQuest. What are your walk us through that a little bit?
WrestleQuest is a JRPG. That is.
Does it have like Mario RPG like timed combat in the turns or no?
Timed combat?
Like you know how in Mario RPG or Paper Mario, like you're
Oh,
is it like that on the turns? Because I just watched you play. I didn't play.
I don't think it had a timer. I mean, you have like it's like back and forth, like
Yeah, so not like a
moves.
timer, but you know how like in Mario RPG, if you like if you use jump and you jump on an enemy and you time press A again, you'll like get extra damage for hitting it.
Yes,
It
there
is
is,
like that.
yes.
Okay, that's what it looked like it was. But I wasn't
I know
sure.
that like if an enemy attacks you, you can like attacks you and like bumps you into the rope, you can like counterattack like as you come off the
Okay,
rope. You just have
interesting.
to time your move right.
Yeah, I like when turn-based RPGs
Oh,
do
like
that type of like additional
the
inputs to like maximize damage or blocking.
Yeah.
the Incineroar. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yes. So the idea is that like you play as a wrestling toy and you're like in this toy box like world of like action figures and other toys. And like the world is the wrestling toy world is like all about like they're like God is Macho Man Randy Savage. And so like your
Checks out.
character like idolizes him and like wants to become like the next Macho Man.
All right. Sounds cool.
But you enjoyed the game.
I did. It they definitely have like the game has a lot of heart. Like it's obvious that the development team like wants to do right by like all the wrestlers. Like there are licensed wrestlers in it.
Mhm.
It's you can like see a lot of inspirations to like old wrestling stuff, old like toys. Like it's obvious that these guys like care about the game that they're making. It's not just something that they're pushing out just to push out. Like this is a game that's made with love.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked interesting. I'd probably check it out when the game comes out. It, as somebody who like enjoyed wrestling when I was a kid, but don't really follow or care too much about wrestling now, I still think it looked like there would be some value there. Like I don't think you need to be a like necessarily like a big wrestling buff to enjoy this game.
No, I feel like the game is all about nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's not like I didn't notice anything from like current wrestling from what I played, but like it's like Andre the Giant,
Jake the Snake, I think you said.
Jake the Snake was there, Macho Man, like it's nostalgic wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks fun. It looks interesting. Um that's made by Mega Cat Studios and published by Skybound Games. So
Yes.
I don't think it has a release date yet. Let me just pull it up and see if it does. No, it just says coming soon, but I believe it is supposed to come out. They're shooting for this year. So
It should be this year, yeah.
yeah. So that yeah, it was a cool time. I mean,
Their booth was awesome.
I was gonna say I would say that they had one of the best booths at PAX this year. It literally they had a wrestling ring there and they had amateur local wrestlers like wrestling, which was pretty great. So cool stuff. I like when developers go all in with their booths and like do wacky stuff. It worked real well. Some of the other games that we gave awards to and I also really loved. I'm not going to go into too deep detail just because again we did talk about these on last night's episode. So if you want to hear more about things like Demon School, which was one of our games of the show, fantastic tactics RPG that has a lot of really interesting and unique things going for it. You pretty much control your turn. Everyone in a turn, like you can move all around at once and you can kind of see in real time what your turn will do before you hit execute. So like you can see if you're going to kill enemy. Like you can kind of like plan your attack a little bit. Like it gives you all the information for if you do this is what's going to happen. So is this what you want to do? There's also a rewind button. So if you like make a mistake or someone dies or you want to try something different, you can do that. But I mean, a lot of people draw in comparisons to things like Persona with some of its style and how there's cut-ins and stuff when you do team-up moves. But really, really fun game. Really, really sort of a vibe all on its own. It's like definitely capturing a specific era. I believe it's late 90s. And it's doing something interesting, and I'm intrigued to see more of that game. I think it has potential to be a real like indie darling for the year if it comes out this year. Then of course we talked a lot about Slay the Princess yesterday, which was this game that sort of swept the show. Like anyone that I talked to, it's like, oh, what have you played? Like, what should I check out? Like, is there something I'm missing? Almost unanimously across the board, every person I asked that question to said Slay the Princess. Like they said other things too, but Slay the Princess was the constant between every person. So it really did kind of just catch fire with word of mouth, and everybody was playing that game. So really, really cool to see. A very interesting visual novel. If you're interested in Slay the Princess, which I highly recommend you checking out, it is there is a demo of it. I believe it's the same demo that was at PAX on Steam, so you can download that and check it out. I did a run of
check that out right now.
You should. I did a run of it last night and got a different outcome than we did at PAX. So it's branching paths, a lot of different endings. I think there is a true ending, but I don't know. I don't know how to get there. So very, very cool, very interesting. Really, really warm devs. They were very nice to chat with. And what else did we give Game of the Show to besides Mina the Hollower? Rift of the Necrodancer, which we spoke about yesterday and just now.
Mm-hmm.
And I am forgetting a game. What did we give this to? Let me pull up this tweet.
WrestleQuest, Mina.
We gave 5.
Demon. You gave one to Demon.
Demon School, Mina, WrestleQuest, Rift. Oh, so the Princess. That is all of them. Okay. And then Born or Bred, which I think we mentioned very briefly yesterday on yesterday's episode, so I'll talk about it a little bit more now. This was a game that I was super high on coming into PAX just because it, clearly inspired by Paper Mario, which you do that type of game play with, turn-based RPG where it has that gameplay definitely has a name. I think it's crap. It definitely has a name. It's like something action turn-based RPG. Like it definitely has like a descriptor for that type of gameplay. But I enjoy when RPGs have that little added flair to it because I just feel like it brings a little bit more to the combat, and also like it is sort of a rhythm element, and I love rhythm games, so I do enjoy that. It's a game that I don't think demoed too well. I think I wasn't hot on the demo when we had left the booth, but it is still a game that's on my radar, and it's something I'm gonna keep an eye on for when it comes out, and I'll check it out then in its entirety. I think it definitely has potential to be something cool and interesting and something I enjoy. I just wasn't super sold on that specific PAX demo, unfortunately. But, it happens. Plus, I went in there with high expectations or higher expectations, or I guess just some expectations, period. And, that can obviously sway your opinion going in there with higher expectations. And then, I do want to take a moment to bring up Mina again, in partially because Dom got to be in there with me and watch through Mina, and we got to talk to Waz from Yacht Club. So what are your thoughts on Mina, Dom? I know you didn't play it, but you did watch me play through that whole thing. So
it's definitely a game that I will be getting and playing through when I get my hands on it. It's got like a Game Boy Zelda feel to it. A lot of exploration, a lot of care to the world. It's more, I guess it's more story based than Shovel Knight was.
Yeah,
Like Yacht Club's other game.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool that they're like playing around with like giving you different ways to play, like with Mina's different weapons and the sidearms that you can carry and stuff.
Yeah, it definitely like that I don't know how many more weapons will be in the full game for like main weapons, but the 3 that were in the demo, it was does that type of weapon have a name? The like ball with a chain, does it have a name? It must have
Mace.
a name. Oh, mace. Okay, so like the mace or the double daggers or the hammer, like they were all very different from each other. It wasn't just like one of them reaches longer or one of them does this. Like they were all played very differently, and even if there aren't more main weapons, if it's just those 3, I feel like those 3 alone, plus what you'd mentioned, like the additional sidearms, they really open up a lot of interesting different ways to approach combat. There were
I don't remember what they were called, but like attributes that you could change to for Mina So like there were ways to change like
Yes.
your gameplay as well too.
Yeah, I forget what they were called, but there were different equipable things that you could unlock and buy and find that would change certain things. You could burrow for a little bit longer, or charge attacks don't take as long to charge, or whatever it may be. So there are like definitely a lot of things that you can kind of play around with to fit your play style. So it was for a demo, especially at PAX, like I felt like it was pretty beefy. There's a lot of stuff showed off in that slice of the game, including like optional side quests that you can kind of just stumble upon, which was really cool. Like there was a lot there, and it makes me very, very excited for what that full game is going to look like. But
agreed.
Yeah, it's Yacht Club. I don't think Yacht Club makes a bad game. I think they are very good at making these very specific genre games.
It's another developer that obviously cares about the games that they make.
100%, absolutely. Mike, what was your favorite thing that you drank at PAX?
Gargle Blaster.
Do you know what's in a Gargle Blaster?
I took a picture. I could tell you.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me you
have Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster?
Come again?
Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster?
I don't know what you said, and I don't like that you said it. I took a picture and I sent you like. Didn't I send you like the picture of the
menu? Yeah, probably. I don't fucking know what was in it. I didn't drink those things, Mike. We had like 18 coolers of alcohol. Why would I drink a drink at that bar?
Yeah,
Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster.
Is that some Doctor Who shit?
No, it's from Hitchhiker's Guide.
Okay, that's a little bit more acceptable. What was I saying just now? Yeah, it's like the. God damn it! Let me look at it, because like it did say what was in it. The drink was blue. I'll tell you that much.
I'm just surprised that was your favorite, because you had like 8 espresso martinis. So I'm.
Yeah, because number one.
Because there was no Gargle Blaster the first couple days.
The first couple of days there was no Gargle Blaster. Also, the first day I was like, oh, let me get this other drink. I think there was a drink called Sweater Weather, which, as we all know, I pick my drinks based off of like how I like the name. And I was like, oh, Sweater Weather. That sounds charming. I'll have that.
Sorry, are you purposely like putting in an inflection of a Boston accent, or
no? I'm sure the drink said
the drink. It did spell like SWEATAH.
You know, you could just say sweater. Like no one's gonna know.
No, because it's Sweater Weather. It's important. That's why Mike picked it.
I said I picked it because of the name. Yeah,
that's why Mike picked it.
Right, that's fair. That's fair.
Yes. So I was like, oh, I'll have a Sweater Weather, and they said, sorry, we can't make it because we're out of, I believe, apple cider. Apple cider was like an ingredient of the drink. It was the ingredient of like several drinks, so like they couldn't make a bunch of different drinks. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll have the espresso martini. And I never bothered like validating if they got more apple cider. So I never went back and tried the Sweater Weather or the other thing that I wanted to try. Hold on a second. Let's see. That would have been Saturday that they. Okay, here it is. All right, the Gargle Blaster. It had Finlandia cranberry vodka, blue Curaçao, and Sprite. Curacao. See, I can't read. And Sprite.
I mean, to be fair, Mike, if you've never read that word before,
it doesn't read.
Yeah, you read it the way it looks.
Yeah. I was also going to try the Hulk juice. I believe they had run out of Hulk juice when I went back and got it.
Oh, they were out of Hulk juice? Oh, damn, what a shame.
Which is why I had 2 Gargle Blasters.
Okay. All right. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know what ingredient. All I know that drink had blue curacao. I don't know what else.
Were you sitting with Zaphoid Beetle Box?
What the fuck are you talking about, man? I didn't read Hitchhiker's Guide.
Did you watch it?
No.
Do you think if you...
I don't know if that character was in that movie, because I think that movie only like covered one of the books.
Do you think if you rolled into the West End tomorrow, Mike, and you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the lobby and get a drink, and you said, can I get a Gargle Blaster, that they would make the drink?
They would
immediately throw me out.
They would have zero fucking idea what you were talking about.
Do you think
I would be arrested?
Do you think they do that for other so if you've not been to PAX, do you think they do that for other conventions that go to that convention center? Like
so when the boat conventions there. They just have a drink called Boats.
I mean, they might. Like, the dentist convention, there's definitely been a dentist convention there one year. I remember seeing it on the schedule. And like, do they have, like, fucking a mint mojito that's, like, you know,
the cavity filler?
The cavity
that
filler.
Might be my new thing. That might be my new thing, is just going to the West and every single time they have a convention and just seeing what their specialty drink is. Oops. Seeing what their specialty drink is, and then getting it. And I'm sure very early on I will find out that they just use the same drink every single time, just giving it another silly name.
Yeah. You just got to figure out which one the Gargle Blaster is every time.
All right, let's take a peek. Let's take a peek right now. I got the BCEC's schedule up for the year. So obviously PAX just happened. Let's see this. Yeah. Oh, it has the Heinz on here too. We'll skip the Heinz.
Heinz is trash.
All right, let's go to April. We got Belle of the. Oh, that's at the Heinz. BCEC New England Food Show. Sure. That's the Heinz. These are all kind of whatever. What the fuck is Wicked Comic-Con? Is this just a third Comic-Con that's in Massachusetts?
I was getting emails for Wicked Comic-Con. My assumption is that is what
Fan Expo turned into?
No. Fan Expo.
No, that can't be right. Fan Expo's still a thing.
Then I don't know.
I've been getting emails for Wicked Comic-Con.
It's at the Heinz. It is, let's see. Wicked Comic-Con. Sponsored by the Boston Red Sox, apparently. I mean, among other things, it's just funny to see the Red Sox logo as a part of that. Vendor application. Can I see who is going to be here?
Is that at BCEC?
No, it's the Heinz.
No,
it's 2 days, 22nd, 23rd of April. Heinz Convention Center exhibitors. Let's take a peek.
Yeah.
We got.
This is a great radio.
I'm just quickly.
So, anyways, I also played My Friendly Neighborhood.
Oh, that's right. Talk about that, yeah.
Which I enjoyed. The demo was kind of short. But from what I played, I enjoyed it. It is what are those games called?
Video.
Survival horror.
Okay.
It is similar to like a Five Nights at Freddy's, except that instead of being chased by animatronics that have come to life, you are being I don't know, you're not being chased by, but you are like trying to survive on a soundstage with like Muppet-esque, Sesame Street-esque puppets like trying to kill you.
Now, I have never played Five Nights at Freddy's. I have been told that the premise of that game is that the animatronics believe... How do I phrase this? Essentially, the animatronics are not trying to kill you per se. It's just that they believe that you're supposed to be inside of a animatronic suit. So whenever they catch you, they put you in the suit, and in the process of doing that, kill you. Like they're not trying to kill you, but like
that's what happens in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah. Well, I know that you're a security guard and you're just trying to keep the lights on. That's like the premise. Yeah. You're just trying to get to the morning.
But my understanding is that the animatronics aren't trying to kill you. It's just that they think something is wrong with you, and by fixing you, they kill you. So
I can fix him.
Do the Muppets similar to but legally distinct from the Muppets?
No, Muppets. Muppets are a proper noun, Mike. You can't say Muppets.
I said similar to but legally distinct from Muppets. Are they trying to do something to you?
It was not revealed in the demo.
Okay.
It is a game that I will check out when it comes out. I am not a huge survival horror guy. I did play Hello Neighbor. Hello Neighbor?
Yeah, I think that's right. Hello Neighbor.
Mm-hmm. But this game is more interesting to me just with the clear but distinctly different inspirations.
Yes. Similar to but legally distinct from.
Yes. Like the room where you walk in and it is similar to but
legally distinct
Go ahead.
from.
There you go. Ernie's rubber ducky.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you walk into a room and there's like a puppet in the bathtub, and like you pull the drain. There's like rubber ducks on the wall and stuff, and you like pull the drain, and the puppet comes after you.
Yeah, I'm good with that game. You can play it. You can enjoy that. But I'll
I will.
pass on that. I'll pass on that one. Mike, is that your
We
jam?
all will. It's stupid enough that I would want to play it.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
To be fair, it wasn't like a game that I felt like there was a lot of like jump scares, like like the stuff I've seen from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Mm-hmm.
You
It's just a terrorizing atmosphere.
you like open a door and you can like see the
What's going on in there? Yeah.
But the puppets are like constantly like Children of the Corn, like they're constantly like singing like songs about like murdering
fuck that. No,
you. And
I'm good with that. I don't know. Maybe for a charity stream, we'll see. Anything else, Dom, or was that everything for you?
Now this is good
There's
podcasting.
nothing off the top of my head that I can think of.
Yeah. I mean, it's different. It's different times right now. Obviously, we're still kind of, at least me, like I'm being very selective about what I do just because of COVID. But it's not our typical like jump in and touch everything because I want to just be very selective and space myself out. But before we get into the end of the show, Mike, I did want to quickly ask you, as somebody who typically, I would say, and you can tell me I'm wrong, but I would say typically you don't really get down with Final Fantasy.
I mean, I can't say that I've played a Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Or a Kingdom Hearts. I feel like that's worth noting as well.
Sure. You did sit in on that Final Fantasy 16 panel.
Mm-hmm.
Did that do anything for you? Has that game piqued your interest in any way?
I think so. What I'll say is, yes, I've never played a Final Fantasy before, and I think that was largely because I think the Final Fantasies were they by and large PlayStation exclusives, or were they just? I know there were a couple that weren't.
I mean,
but I would say
depending on what generation, like they were initially like Super Nintendo games.
I didn't have a Super Nintendo, but
then from Super Nintendo they went away from Nintendo and went to PlayStation for the most part. And I don't think they really came back to off of PlayStation until the GameCube era is when like they made Crystal Chronicles for the GameCube. And then mainline games pretty much I think still stayed on PlayStation platforms until
that's what I figured.
I don't know.
Like
honestly,
I know the one with like the boys with the car and like Stand By Me is playing.
That was on everything.
That was on everything. So
well,
like,
it was
I own that
it was
game.
on PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah,
and
I
probably
own that
PC.
one. I've never played it.
It got ported to Switch at some point, but I think it was like there was a mobile port of that game at one point that was like a chibi version, and I think that's the version that's on Switch.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, all that's to say is that I haven't historically played a Final Fantasy because they were not on consoles I owned. Again, I do own the one with the boys in the car or whatever, but I've never played it.
I love how you're describing this game as the one with the boys in the car. Like every Final Fantasy game isn't just the boys. Like it's all the boys. I mean, sure, there might be a like a non like human party member or a female.
Have a car and not a chocobo, or maybe they do have a chocobo.
That's true. Yeah, I mean the car is the defining thing, just not the boys in the car. But it is funny that I mean, I guess it is like a bromance RPG party. Like it is the boys. I guess
I could say it's the one with the guy that's in Tekken 7. I don't know.
Which one is in Tekken? The main character?
I think
Noctis is? Okay. Yeah, Noctis is the main character. Also, Mike, are you shitting on the fact that it uses Stand By Me? Because not only does it use Stand By Me, which is an all-time great, but it's a fucking Florence and the Machine cover that she recorded for the game.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, for whatever reason, the things I know about the game are, number one, the boys, which is, as far as you're telling me, boys are in all the games.
I mean, they are,
okay.
but like it really is like
Patriarchy, guys.
it really is like in that game, it really is about the boys. So you're not wrong.
It was in the car, which we've established, and I knew "Stand by Me" was apparently in it, and I think
the game was heavily marketed with that song.
Okay.
I mean, again, it was Florence the Machine, and she recorded it for the game. So
okay.
I think she actually recorded like an EP for the game. I think there are multiple songs. I
should make a playlist of just popular musicians making music for video games.
Probably be a short list.
I mean, I would put that song in there, even though it's not a video game. It is like I would put the Imagine Dragons song, even though it was for a show based off of a game. But I would put it on.
I'll
there.
allow it.
And it'd be a good song for it too. What happened at the end of Shredder's Revenge? It was like a really dope song at the end of Shredder's
Wu-Tang
Revenge,
song, right?
Yeah, I think it was. That would also go on my
That would check out.
You look that up. Anyway.
No, it definitely was if it wasn't a full Wu-Tang song, maybe it was a Ghostface song, but it was definitely like a Wu-Tang adjacent song. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the point. Didn't play Final Fantasy because I did not have any systems that played a Final Fantasy game. So like those were out. They were just not a thing I did. Since I've now played I'm gonna say Persona just because it is a JRPG, not that it's like similar to Final Fantasy in any way, but also because I started playing Nier Automata. I feel like I'm more inclined to pick. So now, like with that in my background, now I'm now cultured. You know what I mean? When I saw the gameplay of this newest Final Fantasy that uses Roman numerals, I guess it's 16. I don't fucking know. I'm like, oh, this looks kind of fun.
I'm not gonna lie. I use Roman numerals so infrequently. I know how Roman numerals function, but anytime, for whatever reason, if it's a tweet or writing something for Pass Control or whatever it may be, anytime that it is a public facing thing where I have to use Roman numerals, before I hit send on anything, I Google, did I type the right like I don't Google did I type the right ones, but I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll just type in FF14 because I know if I type in FF14, it's gonna pop up with the Roman numerals. So I'm like, all right, I wrote the right ones, perfect. But I check every time because I don't trust myself.
Rocky, what was it? Oh yeah, Rocky 2
plus
Rocky 5 equals Rocky 7. Adrian's Revenge. That's a Simpsons reference for you, Brenden. I know.
Fucking big fan. I'm a big Simpsons guy.
Big Simpsons guy. But
you know how?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say if you just shoot that line by Jen, she would know the scene. She'd probably know the episode. But yeah, go on.
What's the line again? Say it, and I'll just yell it right now.
Yeah, Rocky 2 plus Rocky 5 equals Rocky 7. Adrian's Revenge.
I'm not gonna yell that, but I'll remember. Yeah. I'll remember to do it after.
You remember it. Yeah, that's fine.
No, I get all my Simpsons content now because I get lucky and I come across once in a while a thread that's like, here are my favorite blanks from The Simpsons, and it will just be a fucking long ass tweet thread of just like clips from The Simpsons. Like, all right, I can bank all these in my head, and then when Mike makes a stupid fucking reference, I can go, Simpsons did it.
Yeah, listen, if Jesse can make the effort of just learning words from anime and just saying them whenever that show is referenced, then you can learn some fucking, at least The Simpsons is in English. Like, you can do this.
I do like that he said he watched all this stuff and like watched all these threads and then said Simpsons did it, which is a South Park reference.
Well, that I know that, but you know. Hank Scorpio, you know what I'm saying?
There you go. Now you
is
get
a character.
It. Yeah.
Do you know who voiced Hank Scorpio?
Was it not? I almost said Bret Hart. Was it not Phil Hartman?
No.
Hank Scorpio.
Hank Scorpio was.
I don't know. When in doubt, Phil Hartman.
I can't remember his voice.
I like the. I believe it was Mel Brooks.
Was it?
Okay. Wait, does Phil Hartman not do any voice on the show besides the guy that does the clip show? Or I know he does other characters.
He does lots of voices. Yes.
Lionel Hutz.
Did
Lionel Hutz.
I'm a fucking big Simpsons guy. I am the biggest Simpsons guy you ever met.
You sure are.
Really am.
Sure are.
So to wrap this point,
he does another character that uses his name every time he talks.
He plays the monorail guy in the monorail episode, right?
That's true.
He also plays Troy McClure.
Troy McClure. He's the one that hosts the guests, the clip shows, right?
He's a.
I'm Troy McClure.
He hosted
I'm
the
Troy
one
McClure.
clip show. Yes.
You may remember me from such things.
Yes, that's what he always does. But wait, hold on. There's more than one clip show.
I mean, there's more than one clip.
I feel like
show,
the early seasons have.
It was more than one clip show, but he hosted the one that was explicitly hey, the premise of the episode was this is a clip show episode. Other ones were clip shows using hey, let's talk about the times we fell in love, or these are the times that
But is he not there for those?
No, those were they were framed as the characters were talking to each other. It was oh yeah, remember that time that we did this thing. He did the one where we are a television show about The Simpsons. Here are some fun.
I think that episode opens with they kill a Fox censor board guy or something.
That was a Treehouse of Horror.
Treehouse of Horror. Okay, I guess that makes more sense. Anyway, see, big fucking Simpsons guy. Look at me, just dropping all these things. Conan O'Brien wrote the monorail episode, Mike. I would argue that the Conan era of the Simpsons, probably the golden era of the Simpsons. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that you don't know what you're talking about.
I saw a thing yesterday that it was an article about how this person was surprised that they finally revealed Kenny's face in South Park, and I was like, that happened
a long time ago.
A long time
I think we were in high school.
That happened in the movie. That happened in the movie. That was
movie. I think that was before we were in high school.
But this person was acting as if this was the first time they've ever revealed Kenny's face, and I was like, that is absolutely wrong.
Let me take a step back here. Brenden, the South Park movie came out in '99.
Yeah, so before high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said
it was around the
time
time that Brian Boitano was.
What would Brian Boitano do? Which show needs to end quicker? Which one needs to end? South Park or Simpsons? Or do they both just need to fucking end?
It's tough to say because I still watch South Park and
you don't watch
even
The
now
Simpsons.
I don't watch The Simpsons. But here's what I'll say: because I don't watch The Simpsons, I can't speak to. I've heard people say that the quality of The Simpsons has gone up recently, whereas South Park, I'm I don't know. You can kind of tell that Matt and Trey. I don't even know. It's almost as if Matt and Trey have a mindset that I no longer jive with.
Mm-hmm.
They will make jokes and I'll be like, I feel like when I was younger I would have liked this joke a lot more, but now that I'm older I'm like, maybe you guys are punching down. Maybe this is not I know you guys make fun of everything equally, but now I'm just should you really? Is this really the joke you want to make? That's how I feel.
I haven't watched South Park in a while.
So
came in the chat said The Simpsons, so take that.
So my answer is ends Family Guy, which is apparently still on the air. Go figure.
Wait, they still make Family Guy episodes?
As far as I know, it's not canceled.
I don't know any of that.
As far as I know, it's still on.
So that or Saturday Night Live needs to end.
Nah, Saturday Night Live.
Because it just hasn't been funny. And
the GOAT.
People keep trying to tell me that Saturday Night Live is worth watching. Oh, just Brenden. But
what's funny though is that Mike likes to laugh and joke around, but Mike somehow has seen all the sketches. When I'm like, Mike, have you seen this? Oh yeah, I saw that sketch. So Mike doesn't watch SNL, but Mike watches all the fucking sketches.
Mike waits for somebody else to watch and be like, here is the best thing that happened on Saturday Night Live.
Here's what happens.
He just watches that.
The next day, so Saturday Night Live historically airs on Saturday night, right? And then the next day they put all their sketches up on YouTube because they know that's where all the hip kids are watching their shit. No one's watching network television. And I will scroll through and I'll be like, okay, this title at least sounds interesting. I'll watch this sketch. Or, Weekend Update, and I was like, hey, Mike and Shay, they've got I said Mike and Shay. Colin and Michael have a good rapport. Let me watch.
Weekend Update is consistently funny. It is. They are very good at hosting that segment.
I can't say for certain that I would see every single sketch, but I will. Whatever like the hot one is.
Listen,
that Sunday morning.
Yeah, it'll be
I'll
up there.
watch it.
It'll be up there. I think they even start posting them at night on Saturday, like after it's over.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of that stuff is already hitting their social media. But I will
like Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. But like at night, not like the next day.
It's like Sunday morning.
Like you could you could probably shut the fuck up. You could probably watch most of, if not all of SNL from the night prior, like through their social media before. Like I don't know how long it takes to like pop on Hulu or whatever.
Probably. But like for instance, I think unless the cold open actually looks pretty funny, the cold open seems like it's normally really long. And I look at it and I was like, it doesn't look like it's gonna be that funny, and I'll skip it.
I'll say the cold open for the most part has probably been the weakest part of SNL for a while now. I feel like they were doing their thing during heavy election stuff, and either hit or it missed. But I feel like lately the cold open stuff is kind of just whatever. Like it's not always political. Like sometimes, like they have a cast member that does a very, very good Donald Trump impression. So like they do bring him out to do that often, but I don't know. The cold opens are kind of whatever. I will say this. What I believe started as just like a birthday thing, or like I forget what the purpose of it was, but there was always like a specific time where Che would write Colin's jokes for a episode. They would switch. Yes, and they wouldn't see them ahead of time.
It was the last
episode of each season. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It feels like they're doing it more often. I feel like I've seen a bunch of them getting.
I'm pretty sure that this whole season they are writing each other's, and because there will be, especially when it's Colin reading his, almost all the time he'll read it and like can't fucking keep it together, and he'll just laugh and look at like Che like they must be doing it like for every episode now, which is even better because I think they're very good at like fucking with the other person. If you don't follow Michael Che on Instagram fucks with Colin shows all the time, and it's really good. Like it's really good. Anyways,
look, I will say that I think Michael Che has it easier because it's easy to just say, "Hey, Big Colin, say something racist." Like it's easy to pull off, and he just looks like a guy that would say something racist if he wasn't on camera. Like easy, but at the end of the day, he gets to go home to Scarlett Johansson, so like he's the real winner regardless. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, all right. There's Mike's input. So all the way to end this one point, Final Fantasy 16, Mike.
Oh yeah. Final Fantasy 16. Yeah, it looks fun. I might buy it. I might not play it, but I might buy it.
I think you should play it because I'm gonna probably buy it too because I had not a lot of interest in 16, but that panel actually sold me on that game a lot more because
it looks fun, and like with the, what did they call it? The
big battles or the dog or what?
No, not attachments, like accessories, something like that. So like you could like they don't have like an easy, normal, hard,
like the attachments that'll like let you dodge easier and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Those things are great.
I think that kind of is an interesting way to handle the difficulty of a game. It's like, hey, we're not gonna say this is hard mode. You can equip this thing so that way you can do whatever action easier, and then you can turn it off or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's great for people who want to play to fit their play style. It's also great for accessibility. Like it is a good little suite of options. So hopefully it is as fleshed out as that little presentation made it seem. I also did like the bit where it was like the on the top left of the screen, it will display what you have on and off. So like if someone's streaming the game, they can't like like they are on fucking blast
They're on
if they're
blast.
using those things. They can't be like, yeah, I'm so good at this game, I don't get hit, and it's like, yeah, you're using the fucking augment or whatever.
Yeah, and look, I'm sure streamers are gonna spend their time figuring out how they can hide that, but it's nice that they put it there.
Yeah, no, it's a fun little thing. Okay, I think that wraps up PAX East. Are we good? Anything else to chat about with PAX East?
DoorDash was there.
DoorDash
was there. Did we ever go by the DoorDash booth and figure out what's going on?
We did. Oh, Dom, you're a Dash Pass member or whatever.
They had T-shirts. I forgot to go back. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a thing.
Fucked
I mean,
up.
DoorDash.
They were printing T-shirts at the booth.
They were printing T-shirts. I mean, I don't know if you know. I mean, you probably saw that our room key were like specifically DoorDash, like emblazoned. Do I still have my? No. I probably have it somewhere. And then they gave us those battery banks. DoorDash went hard. All the power to them.
That it did.
Hopefully next year they do something similar. I don't know why I care, because like we didn't go to their booth, and we also didn't use DoorDash.
Listen,
and also we used the battery bank.
I tried to use DoorDash more than once, but there was that one night that you decided you were gonna get fucking buffalo tenders. I don't know where I was that I wasn't in part of this conversation, but
oh yeah, it's true.
And then I feel like every other night, I don't know what the fuck happened to us. I don't fucking know.
Here, real question. I can account for my whereabouts Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I do not know what happened Thursday. I don't think it was like a question of like us going hard or anything. I just don't remember. We might have not done nothing, and that's why I don't remember it.
Wednesday, we were in the mezzanine.
Yeah.
Thursday,
question mark.
We were in the mezzanine.
Again? Okay.
Yeah, we had to have been. I mean, I didn't go anywhere. I had to have been in the mezzanine. It was probably an earlier night, I think, because
I think
Friday was karaoke.
We were all tired. Yeah.
So
that's what I figured.
So yeah, Thursday was in the mezzanine as well, but I believe Thursday was a lot shorter of an evening because everyone was like, I don't know, Friday's gonna be a long day. So
yeah, I think Friday was gonna be a long day, and I was probably still tired from the night before.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Saturday was, I don't know. I think I went to bed at 3. I think Mike didn't come to bed until 5.
I was back in bed at 5.
Fucking Mike going fucking boot scooting rally. Anyways.
That's how I do it.
Listen, you had to be there. You wanted to be. If you want to know the mezzanine stories, you had to be at the mezzanine. You can't just.
Fun fact: I was not at the mezzanine on Saturday.
Yeah, you weren't, Mike. You missed out, Mike. The
Cove
Cove was no joke.
And here's what I'll say. I know the Cove was its own thing, but I like to believe that I was not like a founder of the Cove, but like I know I was standing Cove adjacent before I left.
Listen.
I was there. I was looking at this Cove. I was like, this is an interesting little spot. What's going on here? And then I never found out that it became its own little entity.
You were a member of the Cove. You were an inaugural member of the Cove. The thing is, just you had gotten slurped up in the Gargle Blaster, and
Gargle Blaster.
And
you knocked the Gargle Blaster, but
I'm not knocking the Gargle Blaster. It's just
a fine drink.
You were getting Gargle Blasters and espresso martinis, and the Cove took on a fucking life of its own. The Cove really, like, there was a point where the Cove was nothing, and then the Cove became the Cove, and I don't know. It lives and dies with Jesse. Jesse is the keeper of the Cove, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's fair. I get it.
Next year. But as we are at the end of the episode, unless there's anything else anyone wants to say before we wrap things up. We said it was going to be a quick episode, and here we are.
The image that we're using to represent Todd, do you have anything to say?
Hell yeah, brother. I don't know what Macho Man says. Snap into a Slim Jim.
I forgot that's what you use as a picture. I'm like, why are you doing a Macho Man Randy Savage impression for George Lucas?
No, I grabbed WrestleQuest. So as we do with every end of the episode, we play a little game we like to call, well, not What's in the Box, because I feel like we have been playing a lot less What's in the Box. But we end with a game. But before we do that, quick recap of where you can find us and follow us and do all those lovely things. If you listen to the show live, we love you. We appreciate you. The show is also available on YouTube after the fact. It is on every podcast platform. So if you listen to us there and you don't know there's a video version, you can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us live on Twitch at twitch.tv/PassController. Wherever you listen, wherever you watch, we appreciate if you like, subscribe, leave us a review, leave us a comment. Wherever you can do those things, all of those things really help us grow the show. So wherever you do interact with the show, we would really appreciate it if you interact with us a little bit deeper. It would really help us continue to grow the show this year. If you have a few bucks kicking around, you want to help support the show, there's a few different ways you can do that. You can subscribe to us on Twitch at twitch.tv/PassController. You can buy something off of our shop at passthecontroller.threadless.com, and you can go to patreon.com/passthecontroller and become a patron. Of course, you can read and watch and see everything we do at passthecontroller.io. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at passcontroller, and you can find me at bgroom, Mike at _Mycopath, Todd at Toddy_by_nature, and Dom at PTC _one little spark. But without further ado, let's go through the video game leaderboard for the year so far. Last episode was all guests. So all those points are relegated to the guest leaderboard, where Jesse still holds his lead at 4 points. And then a bunch of other lovely guests. Dan, friend of the program, scooped up 3.5 points yesterday, though. So
3.5. And
right
honestly, if I knew he was gonna do so well, I might not have let him get that half point. But
that's why the 0.5 is parentheses, because technically it doesn't count.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I am okay with it. I'm just surprised that he did. I was
How do you
supposed
get
to
a
ask
half
many
point?
questions.
Whatever the game was, so I either read the back of the box for, I think I read the back of the box for Lost Judgment, and he had guessed Judgment, which is another game. So I felt like it was, I mean, that's the equivalent of you saying Tekken and Mike saying Tekken 2 and Mike getting the, you know what I mean? So it's unfortunate, but that's the rules. And then Mike was in the chat, and Mike was the judge, and Mike said, I'll allow it half a point. So
Said half a point because I'm like, you get to the end of the year and you say things like, oh, we have a bunch of guest points on the board, but the guests don't come back enough for them to really accumulate points and beat each other. So I'm like, let them have the half point.
Mike, what you're forgetting is for this year, the leaderboards are separate. The guest leaderboard is its own thing. So Jesse is currently the leader of the guest board. It has nothing to do with the three of you.
Yeah, but still, like the guest leaderboard, like keep it competitive, you know?
So it's a parentheses point. If that half point comes into play, then we'll do a showdown between Dan and whoever the other person is. If that's what it needs to be. If that 0.5 is important. Right now on the main leaderboard, no parentheses points though. It's instead a hefty lead by Todd. So tonight, the two of you have the opportunity. I'm waiting for Todd to fucking swing in here at any second and just be like, I'm getting points. I did not text him for that reason.
I keep waiting for the text that says, "Hey, when we doing the game?"
Nope. You're not here. You don't get the courtesy text. If you jump in,
wow.
Great. Mike, no. If you're not here for the show, you don't get the points unless you jump in haphazardly right now. So Todd has a commanding lead, 21. Mike behind that at 14, and Dom with 11. Without further ado, a little game we like to call Answer Unlocked. And if you're new to the show, this is your first episode, Answer Unlocked is I will read the achievement/trophy title and or description, and whoever gets the game first based off of those clues gets the point. Game number 1, you need the full title. New power. Learned first ability. Self-improved. Activated 20 ability nodes. Angling rookie. Improved fishing level for the first time. Cooking rookie. Improved cooking level for the first time. Just hanging around. Performed first point warp suspension. Brother in arms. issued first ally command. Blind Spot. Performed first blindside link. Magical Worker. Crafted a spell for the first time. High Five for Justice. Played Justice Monsters 5 for the first time.
Persona 5?
Incorrect. Spinning a Yarn 1. Completed first side quest. Spinning a Yarn 2. Completed 5 side quests. And so on. Weaving a Tapestry. Completed 80 side quests. My First Hunt. Completed first hunt. Picker Upper. Picked up all items. Column Colossus. Uprooted all columns. No pain, no gain. Scored 500,000 or more points in score attack. Unseen Assassin. Stealth killed 3 enemies. Sharp Shooting. Took down 30 enemies with crack shots. Seize the Moment. Performed 10 full hit cross chains. Beacon of Hope. Powered up all facilities in blank. One with your blade. Crafted a weapon of level 30 or higher. Hidden Power. Took down 10 enemies using the spell daggers.
What is Forspoken?
Incorrect. Pursuit of Knowledge. Filled 80% of the data log. Blessed by All. Collected all the royal sigils. Blank Breeder. Raised a blank to level 99.
Is it Final Fantasy 15?
It is indeed Final Fantasy 15.
Is that the one with the boys in the car?
Yes, it is.
Yes. The spell thing kept throwing me off because at first I thought it was going to be like a dragon.
All right. That gives Dom a point. Game number 2. For game number 2, I'll accept 2 different answers. I almost just said the name of the game.
Cooking Mama.
Blank episode cleared. Clear blank episode. One to reach the end. End the last hidden story. Blank.
Persona 5?
Incorrect. Blank episode completed. Clear unlocked blank difficult level mission. I don't think that is a sentence. Knights of Kronos. Unlock the complete ending to the last hidden story. I am going to say this proper noun because I don't think this proper noun is going to help anybody. Legend of Soliana. Overcome all trials and accomplish a great feat. Gold medalist. When you collect all the Soliana legendary gold medals. Blue Phantom. Blank blank obtain the all moves. That's definitely either a typo or they messed up these things in the description in the game. Psychic Soldier. Obtain all the power.
Is it Psychonauts too?
Incorrect.
Is it Psychonauts?
Incorrect. Obtain all the power to save the future world. Soliana's hero. Solve all Solianans' problems. Elite agent. Complete all the tasks given as agent. Dark Hero. Meet all the requests with magnificent skill. Blank the Savior. Reveal all the secrets with your ultimate power. Ultimate Life Form. Resurrect the ultimate power from the lost memory.
Oh, it's Sonic.
Oh.
I don't fucking know what Sonic it would be. Sonic Heroes? Sonic Forces? Sonic Frontiers?
Incorrect.
Oh, is it Sonic Colors?
Incorrect.
I'm not gonna go down that Sonic rabbit hole, Dom. If you want to, I'm not gonna stop you because like it's fuck Sonic.
I mean, who wants the point? Who wants the point?
Sonic Legends, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Unleashed.
What else?
Think back to what I said at the
Forces.
beginning. I would accept 2 answers for this game. So there's
Yeah,
the
I know.
title of this game and then what most people call this game.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Incorrect.
Sonic Mania. We got Sonic. Oh, Sonic 06.
Indeed, Sonic 06. The game is called Sonic the Hedgehog, but most people call it Sonic 06. Mike gets the point. I thought the Ultimate Life Form one was going to give it to you. Isn't that what Shadow calls himself?
Yeah, that's why I started saying
Okay.
Sonic games.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Whoops. Game number 3. Ba, 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 ba. Never mind. These achievements, I should have screened them first. This doesn't count unless you want it to, but I think if I say the first achievement, someone's going to get it right away. Do you want this to count or no?
I don't care. You say that one of us is gonna get it right away. It's probably gonna
Sure.
be dumb.
Sure, because Todd's not here.
Yeah, sure. No running. Don't let Foxy escape during night 4.
It's Five Nights at
Yeah,
Freddy's.
that all of the achievements have night in the title. I'm like, okay, do we want to count this or no?
I don't care.
I don't care.
We'll give it a parentheses point for Dom.
You said a proper noun of one of the characters from the game.
I mean, did you know character names from that? I wouldn't have.
Yes, I did know that Foxy was a character from
all
Five
right.
Nights
Well,
at Freddy's.
that's my bad then. All right, I need to quickly figure out a backup here. So let's go with. What have we not done yet? What am I fighting for?
What am I fighting for?
What is a good way to do this here? Let's do.
I need to get that on my soundboard.
Bear with me.
Hey, listen, take your time. Dom, you want to riff for a little bit? You want to just like shoot the shit? No, that's a solid. Yeah, that's a solid answer. No,
I don't
cool.
think we have done this, so here's hoping. Game number 3.5. Did we do this? I don't know. If we did, no, I think we did do this. Now that I'm looking at the achievements, fuck.
Oh, it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
We've done Sea of Thieves, right? Because all the achievements rhyme. We've done that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't know. Honestly, you could do the same game 2 weeks in a row. I would go right over my head.
No running. Survive the thing with.
What is Sonic Colors?
It was the Five Nights at Freddy's game.
What? When did we do that?
We just did it. Are you being serious, Mike?
No, he's not.
What is happening over here? Mike, how many margaritas did you have?
Not enough.
Did anybody start watching The Whale at all?
No.
Is it streaming somewhere?
I don't recall. It's on. You can buy it on Apple.
I'm not buying movies. The last movie I bought was A Scanner Darkly in one of the stores we mentioned more than 15 years ago.
A Scanner Darkly.
That's not true.
Yeah, Keanu
I know
Reeves.
it's not true, but no one else was gonna fucking call me out on it.
Keanu Reeves, Robert Downey Jr., Winona Ryder. Yeah, I definitely have not watched this movie, but I must have been with you when you bought this for some reason.
Brendan's definitely not looking up another game. He's looking up a fucking Scanner Darkly.
I already have the other game up, but he brought up Scanner Darkly, so I Googled it. All right. Game number 4, regardless of what happens, this is the end.
Okay.
Follow the light. Take a night course of light education. Nordic walking. Take a walk through the blank area. Meet one of the quirky locals. Blank blank's finest. Call for help. Boob tube. See what's on TV. Under a thin layer of skin. Defy the park ranger. Park ranger. Enjoy the sounds and sights of blank National Park.
Firewatch.
Incorrect.
Well, my bad.
Good guess.
That was a good guess.
Heavy metal. Survive the bulldozer
it's-
attack.
Oh, Bulldozer. I don't know. This sounds like a Yogi Bear game.
It's Yogi
like
Bear
the same
Kart. Iron Horse. Encounter a steam engine. Wheels within wheels. Meet the kidnapper. Medical opinions. Listen to Blank's recordings. Child of the Elder God. Have a rock and roll moment without dropping to a low health state.
What is Alan Wake?
It is indeed Alan Wake.
Oh, okay.
That achievement gave that to you?
Well, at a certain point, I was picturing like the premise of Alan Wake, like walking around. Like I know I could watch TV. I knew like there was radio, and then like that's that part where you have like the concert sort of. That was fucking cool.
Yeah. We if you let one more play, it would have been drink them both up, put the lime in the coconut twice.
That would have made no sense to me. It would have made me not like Alan Wake.
You would have got thrown off guard. That'll do it. That ends the week. Whoa. That ends the week with Dom at 12 with a parentheses point, Todd at 21, and Mike at 16. So making some progress against Todd. We will see how the rest of the year shakes out. We appreciate you all for listening to episode 364. I actually don't know. I just closed everything out. What was the other one?
Great job. We're a real professional outfit over here.
Nobody ever claimed that. Let's be honest. 364. And again, if you're listening to this, if this is what pops up as your most recent podcast on the podcast feed, there were 2 episodes this week, so there is another episode that is also available for this week where we talk about more PAX stuff, different PAX stuff from what we talked about tonight. So just a friendly reminder, if this is the most recent on your podcast feed, there are 2
presumably
episodes this week.
the previous episode we talked less about Square One Mall and strawberries, but I don't know for certain.
Yes, I think that might be correct. I'm trying to think if friendlies came up though, because usually there's a high chance if Jesse's on the show we talk about friendlies. I did not know friendlies was not a New England thing. It's also in New York. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either, because I've seen like the big friendlies like hedge thing whenever I've driven like super deep into like Western Mass. But I know you guys talked about Kelly's. I know we did
talk about Kelly's because we got a few people their first roast beef sandwiches. So,
yeah.
Is the 99 Massachusetts only? That's got to be.
I feel like would imagine. I would imagine because they give
Red Sox
when Red Sox win, kids eat free.
Not this fucking week. Did you watch opening day?
I did.
That game was.
Well, I watched some of it.
It wasn't a heartbreaker. It was a shitty fucking game, and then the last inning was a fucking heartbreaker.
Yeah,
it was bad. It was bad.
Wasn't it like 9-10? Was that how it ended? Or might I think about a different game?
Yeah,
Mike,
it ended 10-9.
Yeah, in like the bottom of the top of the 4th, we had a pitcher change already, and the pitcher that came in, I'm pretty sure in that inning gave up 5 runs. I think he walked 2 people. It was a really, really bad situation, and then it just kept snowballing, and then it got to like 10. It was like 10-6 maybe when it got to the bottom of the 9th, and we had the bases juiced. We were coming back, and then I'm pretty sure we grounded out into a double play, and I'm like, of course. This is exactly how this has to happen.
Hey, listen, at least the Bruins and the Celtics are doing pretty hot right now.
I don't know if that's true. I can't validate that. But
Dom, back me up. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
the Bruins already have the President's Trophy, and the Celtics are second in the NBA.
you love to see it. City of Champions.
There you go.
Title town. Anyways, we love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next time.